Hey everyone, it's been a long since I haven't uploaded a video actually, and sorry about that. But I actually have a baby, so this is Link. He used to sleep here. He is actually sleeping here, but now it's not. So I had a little bit time to record the video. So sorry about the delays, and I hope in the future I have more time to keep everything in track. And also, if you haven't joined the Discord channel, I'm trying to be active there. So if you have any questions regarding Flow or any other technology that it's a platform that is using Flow, like Superbase and Firebase and so on, you can actually join the Discord channel, my Discord channel. It will be the link. It will be on the description in the description. And yeah, without further ado, today we're going to talk about the latest update from Flow. Like always, I'm a couple of days late now. Sorry about that. Like I said, but let's jump right into it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to talk about today is actually the introduction of the custom API authentication. And it says Flows now supports API-based authentication. Some of you will say finally. Now it's possible to build applications that integrate with a custom backend, any backend. Uh, I can argue with that actually because I think that was actually already possible using API calls, but now they made it like more like guided and more like just follow the guides and follow the action flow actually to in order to implement that. But this was definitely actually working. I used my own backend. I used my my SQL and it works great for me actually. But this way, it's like I said, it's more guided and probably more secure. And here it says this works with using custom authentication action for login and logout and updating the authenticated user's data to get started. So what we need to do in order for us to get started is actually I'll open my project right now, which is the demo project I'm using, and then I'll open settings, and then I'm going to go into authentication. And here in authentication, if you enable authentication, because your app will probably we're not sure if your app needs authentication at all, but if your app needs authentication, then you can actually have now three options. And we have Firebase, we have Superbase, and we have custom option as well. And initial pages, actually, I will argue on that for the flow, I will be more than happy if Flow actually allow us to have the same page for enter page and login page, because we can actually control that using a routing or using on action flow on initialization. When the page is load, we can check if the user is verification or not and then redirect it. So currently right now we have to do like some hacking, but let's hope in the future they can change that. Great. And then we have this custom authentication settings, and we have associated user data type. And now you have the option to enable it or leave it disabled. I will actually argue that enabling is actually a better for everyone to do it this way. So this will actually it should automatically put the data in the user inside the data table. Sorry, the data type that you have created. I have created a data type called user, and this is the schema. This is actually a super simple schema, and I'm not sure if this is actually the right schema. Probably if you go to Firebase and go to users, this is the schema that you need to replicate a thing in your data type, and this should be users and not user. And then I'll replicate the same data, like I said, the same schema from here. and then just copy and paste it in the data type. I didn't did that, but I think this is how it's supposed to be done. And then, of course, you can add wherever fields more that you need. So if you need more fields, you can add it here. And then you can enable it, and then you just choose whichever data type the name of it. But mine is user, and probably yours will be users or user. Great. And then the second thing that you can actually do right now is I'm just going to show you this when I click on my name over here. I have an action over here. So I have the default action. So I have a default action, which is to navigate to the login page. But now you have a new action. So if I delete this action, I just want to show you what I mean. You can now add an action, and then adding an action, go to backend data, go to custom authentication, and now we have three actions. We have the login action, we have the log out action, and we have the update authentication authenticated user. So for example, if we are using the login action, we have to supply a couple of things. So the first thing is the authenticated token, but here we have the user authenticated properties, and this is optional actually. It says for custom authentication, you have the option to set a variety of user auth properties to help manage authentication state. Those values are stored for later use and made available within the authenticated user variables. So you need to supply actually the authenticated token and also the refresh token. So it says here authenticated token, authentication token is for the user, which will be stored and made available as an authenticated user. Then you have the refresh token, which is to be stored for the later use and made available. Yeah, it's actually the same information for all those. But the refresh token is the one who needs to be used when the access token is expired. And then we have the token expiry time. So what will be the time between the access token that will be expired, and then you need to use the refresh token. Sorry about that. But this is actually, I just wanted to show you, this is actually the workflow is OAuth 2, if I'm not wrong with that. So the best of all is just to look into the documentation of how it is using it. And a lot of platforms are actually, I think most of the platforms like Google Drive or Google or Facebook or whatever, they're all using this OAuth approach. So they're all using this approach. And then finally, we have the set user type, and then we need to just set to create the user, and this would be the user. So I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments below, but I'm not sure because it says set fields, and I'm not sure if I need to set the fields or the fields will be set up for me automatically. I'm not sure about that because here it says turn on in order to associate data type with a given user. If not available set, turning this on will automatically create a user data type for you. So like I said, I'm not really sure if I need to add the fields or not. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. So this is how we use it, and this is for the login, and then we have also. So if I go to backend, have custom authentication, we have the logout as well. So logout, it's like just a logout. We don't need to supply anything for the logout. And then we have the backend custom authentication. We have the user authenticated user, and this will actually update the user. This will update the data for the user, and this is how you need to use it. So if I go back to the update itself, it says go to settings, which we already did, and now you have you have the possibility to use the custom authentication login, which I showed you, And then you have the make necessary API calls and update the user ID identification refresh token with the login action. So yeah, make sure that you have your API calls set up and ready, because your API calls will actually give you this data. Will give you the notification token, will give you the refresh token, will give you the token expiry, and probably the UID. So this everything from here will be accesses through the API call. And then we have the logout update actions are also available. So that's everything you need to know. I'll probably in the future I'll probably make a video, for example, using Google, or let me know in the comments actually below which platform do you want me to use to show you how you can use the custom API identification in your own app. I think I have already done Google, and I have done Spotify as well, which is using the same approach. But yeah, like I said, let me know below, and I will try in the future to do a video about it. So let's move on. Okay, so let's talk about the carousel widget plus action. So now I haven't actually used the carousel widget before in my apps, but yeah, it's this is how it looks like. And let me show you what you can do right now with the carousel widget. So I added the default carousel widget, which have only like a couple of pictures, but of course it could be like PDFs or images like now, or like wherever you can think of, right? And then it works best with images, I think. But now if you click on the carousel itself and you click on open, you have this on page change. So when page changes, you can actually have actions which you can run, which is great actually, and you can totally get to use with that. And then we have another thing which is inside the button. So outside of the carousel, because this is outside of the carousel, I have a button. So for example, this button, I can say like next. And instead of dragging, because I think you can drag the carousel and it will move, but instead of dragging, now you can actually control it with a button. So let me show you what I mean. If I go to action and just write carousel, we have this in widget UI integrations, we have control carousel, and now choose the carousel, because you can have like multiple carousels inside your page. I have only one, so it's only one in the drop down. And now you have all those options like previous, next, first, last, and jump to. So let's select next. And this is the same goes with the page view as well. So if I select page view, is the same thing. So with page view, you have basically the same actions. You have on change, and then you have the same actions that you have it in the carousel as well. But it's up to you, whichever you want to use. And this is actually a great addition for the carousel. And there are a lot of things that you can actually right now do with those new actions. So that's great addition. And let's move on. Okay, so the next thing we're talking about is going to be JSON to convert it to data type. And now it says that working with APIs just got a little bit more smarter with our new JSON to data type feature. You can create a data type with the same structure as your API response and convert it to JSON, return it by the API to the data type. You will only need to create this data type once for the entire project, no more typos in your JSON path or requests. So to be honest, this image is not very informative, because yeah, I see the structure is being created, but is this created actually automatically, or do I need to create it once and then use it? And then when I'm using it, how do I how do I use it actually? So to be honest, I was trying to check how I can do that, but I didn't get any luck with it. So, for example, it should be something like creating a data type. In my case, it would be users, and then adding. I need to add the fields, right? So I will use and I will use for this example. I'll use this basic JSON like JSON response, and this will give me like a basic users with the name, username, ID, and so on and so forth. So I can basically just use this, and so I can just say, for example, I would get the name, uh, and then I would get the ID, for example, which would be, let's say, an integer, and then I would get the email. So let's stick with those three because I need, for let's say, for example, I need those three. And then my question is how because I don't really, it seems that I don't really understand how I'm going to use that, to be honest. So so if I change that to, let's say, get users, and this will get all my users, and if I click on add action backend API call, and I will get the users, and like I said, this will give me the users, and then I will probably need something like, I will just imagine, I'm not sure, but I would just imagine that I will store them in a data type called users, in an app state, sorry, called users of the type of data type, and this would be a list of users. And I would do something like, after this API call is done, I'll do something like update app state. I'm not sure if this is what they mean, but let me show you what I mean and what I think this can be used for. So the whole idea is that I should be possible to say to data type, and then the data type will be users, and then here I would say, probably, not really sure, probably to JSON. Yeah, so now I think the data type field, yeah, I think this one should be like create. I think this should create a data type, and then have to link it to the data type. But I don't have this option because this is like, this will give me a list of data types. So yeah, probably I'm not thinking straight right now. Probably it's my idea. So, but the whole idea is that, I think the whole idea is to convert this to data type, or maybe get the JSON path and then convert it to data type, probably, and then get the users, and then I still have available options. And the reason for that is that I think this is a list, and that's why I have available options over here. Because if this was a single item, it will probably work out of the box. But like I said, because this is a list, it will actually not work. And I'm going now in a loop, which is not, I think this is not how it's supposed to work. So I'm not sure if this will work out of the box um, like that. Probably you need to use something like a loop. In order to do it, you need to loop through all the items, convert it from JSON to data type, and then use it in the data type. I would assume it's something like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if I'm right, or if there is a better approach when we're working with a list of JSON or data types. Great. So let's move on. And I actually forgot. Sorry, I forgot to mention that I actually made a video 1 month ago about from JSON to data types, data conversion in Flow. So I actually made a video and I made custom functions which are actually available in my GitHub, which you can use in order to convert from JSON to data types. And you can actually do that with a list as well. And I think it's even easier using the Flow native approach. But yeah, let me know in the comments actually what do you think if you have used my approach, which, like I said, it's the code is available in my GitHub, and then yeah, just to let you know. So I think Flow is watching my videos, and then they're doing like what I did there. But yeah, great stuff for the Flow. So let's move on. So the next thing we're going to talk about is improved UX for action flows. We listened to your feedback and made some upgrades to working with actions. You can now have the ability to show conditions labels for multiple conditions, change action names, add the documentations on conditional actions plus loops. So let me show you how this looks like with a project of mine or a project that I'm working on. So in this example particular, we have multiple conditions. We have two conditions, so you can actually see that this is using the two conditions. This over here is using another condition, which is number list is equal to 0. And in else, currently I don't have anything right now. But this is something new. Now you can see that which line is actually running which actions. So that's great, actually, much appreciated. And now you can name your actions as well. So if I click over here, I can actually rename this action to wherever I want to. If I click over here, I can actually rename this action. So right now it says action 1, but I can rename it to wherever I want to. So that's actually great. It's much appreciated. And you can actually see it over here: show message, show welcome message, access mobile view. And this was not renamed. It's navigating to some page, which can be like navigate to user details, but you can actually see it over here. So you don't need to like uh, change the names to all the actions out there. But that's actually a very good improvement. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to talk about today is other improvements, which the list is actually a big one. So the first one is you can now set the drawer width dynamically by variable. I will not show you that, guys, because I think it's self-explanatory. But yeah, you can now do it dynamically, which is great. And then we have you can now reposition calendar widget title and icons, which is also great, much appreciated. And then we are added new adjustments, our settings platforms, where you can disable iPad support. So this is actually great because when you are working with iOS, you need to actually distinct your apps if your apps are made for iPad or not. So now it's great that you can actually make that change in the settings platform. And then we have added conditional builder as a wrap widget. What that means, this is actually again much appreciated, because what that means is that you can actually add the conditional widget as a wrapper. So let me show you what that looks like. Let me just go over here. So for example, if I want to this button, if I want to wrap it inside a conditional builder, now I can do it. And there are actually a lot of widgets that you can do it. So just right click over the widgets that you want to wrap it over here, or you can right click on the left menu and just click wrap widget. And you have the container, cart, column, row, stack, list view, grid view, wrap, form validation, blur, mouse region transform, to tip, and now the last thing is conditional builder, which is actually great. I actually did that for one of my projects, and it's much appreciated. Great. And then we have now you can use set clear form fields actions for form fields in components. We're also added a set form field option for the pin code widget. So great, you can actually clear the form fields now. I actually miss that a lot, that you can do that. Let me just show you super quickly how you can do that. And they say you can also do that in the components as well. So if I have, for example, text field, which is I think one of the most common fields out there, and if I want to, when I click this button, I want to actually clear the text field, wherever it says in the text field, I want to clear it. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to add a new action. I'm going to click on write text, because this is a text field, and it says reset text field. So I can reset it, and this is the text field that I want to do reset, or I can fill it as well. So that's very important as well. I can set whatever value I want. And now it says you can now search. So let me just show you. Now it says you can now search inside the API codes. So if I go over here, I just saw that actually, and I haven't saw that. You can now see that there is a search bar over here. And if I write, for example, users, this is what I get. Only the API code that is for users. This is much appreciated because I have like my projects, I have like I don't know, like 30, 40, 50 API codes, and it's hard to find the ones that you need actually. And then we have the added ability to hide the length counter on text fields. And then we have you can now rename projects from the project dashboard. Much appreciated, great job. And then added new option to paste before, after in the right click menu. So if you want to paste something, you now should be able to have the possibility to paste before or after. I don't know how that exactly works, but if I paste it, it will probably paste it like after, I think. So yeah, I'm not really sure how the pasting things works, but yeah, let me know. Oh yeah, it's over here, right? So insert before, insert after. So it's insert before, for example, and that will insert it before. Okay, that's great. Actually, I didn't know that. And then added ability to purchase custom domains when using an uneven pricing plan. And then we have you can now open the associated design library directly from your project. Select theme settings, go to design library. Great. And then the last thing is that we created a new marketplace submission guidance to provide more clear clarify on how we review and approve submissions. So fortunately, I've submitted one item for the marketplace, a paid item, which was my actually video for integrating Spotify. I tried to do it like a marketplace item, so people can actually buy it and just have it, just fill their data, like the access token, the refresh, so like the free refresh token, and so on and so forth, or their data, like the keys actually, and it will actually work out of the box without any additional setup. But unfortunately, it was denied by Flow. So it's hard. It was hard before, and still for me, it's hard to publish items in the marketplace. And there are some other guys as well. I think Flow is actually pushing hardly on UI, UX elements, or people who design. I'm not that guy, so it's hard for me actually to go into the into to be enabled into the picture and for their third, for example, for their third birthday, Fluffy actually made a competition, and it's again for design. Like I said, I'm not a designer, so this is not a good competition for me. The price is not, it's not bad actually. It's 5k for the winner and 750 for the two run-ups. But yeah, like I said, probably this is great, but I will much appreciate it. I much appreciated like competitions that are like connect, like let's say Amazon Azure, for example, or sorry, Microsoft Azure or Amazon cloud services or whatever, and then or some like build a creative way of doing this or that or something like that. I think this would be like having, of course, having the design thing and having those two different things, like how to build it. It would be much appreciated for me, but yeah, that's me. But yeah, if you have any questions actually for the things that we talked today in this video, you are actually great. It's great actually to ask in the Discord channel, which is linked below. So join the Discord channel so we can talk about it in the future. And it says here, what's we're working for, what we're working on, and this is the competition that I just told you about. Great. So that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. And before you go, thanks for watching this video, but please help me to reach 4,000 subscribers. And when I reach 4,000 subscribers, I actually have a surprise for every single subscriber that I have. I will shuffle them and I will do a live session and I'll announce the winner. And what will be the winner? The winner should be a subscribe to the channel, and the price is this one. It's a full flow swag actually. I want to give to one of my subscribers. Like I said, it will be a live session when I reach 4,000 subscribers. And this Slack, it's actually have a t-shirt, the same that you see over here. It has stickers and it has a mug. So it's pretty good mug that you can drink your coffee or tea or whatever you like to drink from it. And like I said, I will give this to one of my subscribers. So please subscribe to the channel. And also, I'll do a live session. So you should be in the live session when I reach 4,000 subscribers. And I'll just pick from wherever who is subscribed. And it is in the live session. And I'll pick a winner. So he or she can immediately DM me the address, and I can send this Slack box. So please subscribe to the channel to have a chance to win this amazing Slack box. I just want to say that the paid membership for YouTube is now open, so you can be a paid member to my YouTube channel, which means a lot. And thank you very much for all the people who are right now paid members to the channel.